just mess with other people's lives. Oh,
I'm not messing with anybody. I'm doing this for your own good. You say nothing good comes from you ever reacting. Well, how about never reacting at all? Do you think that's safer? Because it's not. Let me show you. Do you see what happens when you do nothing? Now, I've spent all day listening to you come up with excuse after excuse for being the sad little person that you are. And now we're gonna do something about it.
Hey everybody, it's Bitey. We are here today to talk about Blast Last and the trauma that it causes. So let's talk about the trouble that comes with not being willing to push on the outside world or narrow for your own life and take charge of your own life. Because I feel like both of those go pretty hard with Blast Last, and it can be detrimental to your entire existence. And this is a movie called The Passenger, and it hit me like a freight train. It hit me like a sermon, like a message from God if there was one. In this movie, we have this little IP Randy who is currently getting picked on by this douchebag at his work. And he, like many Blast Last people, is for the most part just standing there like a mouse. Maybe that's not you. I even have double masculine Blast. And especially if it's somebody that I care about, I will just fucking stand there while they verbally, maybe physically, obliterate me. And if you're anything like me, you've probably stood there while someone verbally obliterated you. Or while someone physically assaulted you. Or while someone sexually assaulted you. I'm just going to put a trigger warning on all my videos because I don't want to censor myself. Sorry. But yeah, I feel like Blast Last is prone to a freeze response. And that's not great for us. So this much more masculine looking fellow right here is saying, yo, knock it off. Stop picking on Randy because he's just standing there like a precious little church mouse and letting it happen. Which I don't actually resent Randy for. I just resent me for being Randy. But anyway, so instead, douchebag here challenges Benson. And then something snaps off in Benson. Something breaks in Benson. And, well, he's about to go to his car and grab a shotgun and shoot at everybody but Randy in the restaurant. And before I am misunderstood, I am not saying that just because somebody is mean to you means you should shoot them. I'm not saying that if someone is mean to you at work, you should shoot everybody at work. That is not the point. That's not the point of the movie either. So what it is Benson sees in Randy a younger version of himself, that life is kicking his ass and beating him up, and he has no control both in like pathway decisions and in decider ways. And he sees Randy as young enough and fixable enough to, I don't know, live vicariously through if maybe he can fix him. Benson is what Randy would be if he never took control of his life and the bitterness and hate for everything had completely set in and it felt like nothing mattered but not feeling powerless anymore. So what I'm trying to tell you is that you don't want to wait until it's like this. You need to practice taking charge of your own life before it gets to this point. You need to practice taking charge of your own life in small ways. And this is probably where I'm going to lose some of you, but I feel like that also means practicing being dark.
If you're harmless, you're not virtuous. You're just harmless. You're like a rabbit. A rabbit isn't virtuous. It just can't do anything except get eaten. It's not virtuous. If you're a monster and you don't act monstrously, then you're virtuous.
I don't condone everything that Jordan Peterson says. He says a lot of shitty stuff. But right here, I think he is correct. And here is why. One, I have a belief that your inner child, which is who Randy represents, and they want you to figure that out in the movie, by the way. I'm not just pulling shit out of my ass. Your inner child hears everything you don't blast last say to take up for yourself. Every time you don't say anything when someone is running over your character, and I don't mean you need to be extremely ugly, I think some part of you hears that shit and internalizes it, and I think it matters. I think it matters a lot, actually. I think cumulatively over a lifetime, it adds up and it erodes your self-esteem as a person. Like somewhere unconsciously, you have taken on whatever narrative you've been handed. And I know that I have masculine DE at the top, and that has an effect on it, and that is true. But I do think it is true for everyone, at least to a certain degree. And I also think that you can get to a point where you don't care what people say about you, but it's only after you have fortified your own self-esteem. And there are plenty of fucking double deciders who ain't got no self-esteem. So, blast last. Fucking say something. Don't get yourself killed, and don't kill anybody else. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that it's not neutral. It is not no big deal. You're not the bigger person. Whatever deal you think it is you have going with the universe, there are no prizes for taking more beatings. There are no prizes for not getting what you want out of life. The reality is if you don't practice flexing this muscle, you will not get the girl because she thinks you're not serious. You'll get passed over for the job. People will believe that you can be walked on. Whatever narrative people have about you that they want to project on you, they will, because you don't say shit. And on some level, you might even take that narrative and believe it yourself. And then potentially one day you end up like Benson and going insane and doing a bunch of crazy shit that also does not take control of your life. So obviously this movie is called The Passenger. Basically Randy is a passenger to Psycho Benson. Randy is also a passenger in his own life. He takes whatever job he can get. He puts up with whatever his mother says. He doesn't say anything when people pick on him. He let his girlfriend just walk away. He doesn't take control of the narrative. He doesn't go and apologize to people who he has wronged. He just lets whatever happens happen, and that's his life. He just floats about, and that is what happens when you are blast last. You're just floating around, and in the end, what do you have? Whatever the universe decides to give you. Now, in this last scene, Benson is talking about going to the zoo as a little kid, and it's the saddest shit ever.
And when I came home, I decided I want to be a giraffe when I grew up. I was never in charge, Randy.
And then what does he do? He does the only thing he knows how to do, which is blast in that swing. And he does something erratic, which is walk outside and point a gun at a cop, and then he dies. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my fun and light message. Subscribe.
You know, when you were standing there, watching me, waiting for me to kill you, that was the only thing I believed. You're gonna be a good boy, right, Randy?
I heard your footsteps on the wooden floor,
Forces me to hurt you.
but I couldn't face
There's something about you.
what was behind the door.
You're so
Everything's cool, right, Randy?
The teacher would appear. I have many spirits, and they're always near.
Sorry, I'm sorry, fuck.
You're still in charge, Benson.
I was never in charge.